The older I get, the more comfortable I become with making mistakes, learning, and just taking risks and experimenting with my life. I like to pride myself as someone that likes to take risks, experiment, and just learn from those mistakes. So in this video, I want to share with you my top five mistakes, or maybe they're not my top five in any other, but these are my popular five mistakes that I made in 2024 and the lessons that I learned from them. So in this video, I am going to be using the book because the girl be forgetting. I think I got dementia. I wrote them down so that I don't forget them. So these are the mistakes that I made that if I think about them sometimes, I just smile and I have a lot of lessons from them. So I'm also going to be sharing the lessons and the mistakes and even why I even played the game of the risk and all. Maybe they're not that risky, but they really made me sad when I realized that okay, this is actually a mistake or this is a failure. Before I go ahead to list my mistakes for you, I just want to just tell you that if you're someone in your 20s, this is the best time for you to play any game you want to play. You know, make mistakes, F around, be foolish, not necessarily like in a negative way, but I get what I mean. Be foolish, learn, experiment with your life because the moment you turn 30, there is no going back. If you start taking, it's not like you cannot take risk when you're like 30 plus, but there's some kind of risk that if you take, it will just be like, why? you know, why? And also, I just want to be sharing that with you. So the first mistake I made in 2024 is I failed at reviving my nonprofit. So fun fact, if you don't know, I run a mental health, or I'm supposed to be running a mental health nonprofit organization. So it actually started as a community. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm also a mental health survivor. I started this mental health nonprofit that I actually wanted to convert it from a community to a nonprofit because I wanted to do more. I actually have big ideas on how to actually touch people's lives, like people that are not even on social media that are actually passing through mental health conditions. So why did that project actually fail? Well, it failed for many reasons because at the time that I was trying to revive it, I was struggling personally. It was not just the right time because I was dealing with a lot of things. I was financially down at the time. I wasn't satisfied with where I was financially, so I was hustling. So that hustling part took away that drive or that fun for me to actually be feeding this nonprofit. So the thing is, I was supposed to register that nonprofit last year or even late 2023. I actually had the money and I still have the money, but I just felt like I wasn't ready. So I just kept the money for whenever I'm ready. So that was why I failed. I had a team, and oh my god, I love those girls. Like I don't know if you guys can hear me or you guys are going to watch this video, but if you know yourselves, like, thank you so much for believing in me. They stuck with me to the moment I said, I don't think I can continue this at this moment. I love them so, and they decided to just do it for like, oh, I just like what you're doing. I want to join you. So I really love them. So I failed because why I feel like I failed at that project was basically just because of, it was not just aligned with where I was at the time in my life. So what lesson did I learn? Actually, the main lesson that I learned is to focus at one thing at a time. But I'm very stubborn. No? I do plenty things. Even as I'm doing this video, I do plenty things right now. I don't take my advice completely, but but focus on one thing at a time. One business, build that business, establish it before you're able to diversify so you don't burn out. So the second mistake I made in 2024 was not being consistent with content. Tell me why I wasn't consistent with content last year. Nothing. It's just time management, basically. I think that was it, just time management and procrastination, and just and also another thing is I feel like I did not have a good system for content, but right now I have a better system I'm actually testing. Go back and watch my video on creating systems and goals. What is the lesson that I learned from being inconsistent with content? Well, actually, as I said, creating better systems for myself. That's the first lesson that I learned. My third mistake of 2024 is that I did not save and invest enough because I did not set a target income. Like if I had created a system to hit my targets and my big goal, it would have been easier for me to make more money. Even if I don't hit that target in January or February or March, the system was going to definitely improve. But I started actually setting systems later in 2024, around like August, September. And that was when I know that I started like saving and investing really well. So that's something that I will not do again. I highly recommend that you become intentional with your income targets per month. It's going to help you to save and invest more. The fourth mistake I made in 2024 is giving people second chances. Girl, it's so sad that I have to say this, but sometimes I actually think I'm a people pleaser. I am not necessarily trying to please you because I want you to like me, but I forgive you because I see the good in you. And I don't think that is a very nice way to live. Like, I see the good in people. But let me tell you, if you know that you're like me, please, it's okay to be wicked. I'm not saying you should be wicked. I'm not a wicked person. I don't like to say you're a wicked person, but I want you to become more intentional with how you give people second chances. Don't take all the sorries that people give you. Actually, don't be like me that once you just tell me sorry, apologize properly, and because of I have this good in me, I just like okay, yeah. Sometimes just like and but fuck you and leave. Yet, like tell people to F and go away. So the lesson I've learned is take people for who they are. Take people like if someone should tell you I'm a messy person in the first meeting, hmm? Take it that way. There is not don't say or maybe they're just messy because of life was this that's bullshit. They are messy. They are messy. Take it that this person is messy and nothing is going to change. Period. I'm a messy person. If a guy shows you I'm a cheater, I'm a womanizer, don't that you cannot change anybody. You can change it. You can never change it. Tell him to go. So please take people for who they are and stop giving people second chances that much. Like it's unhealthy. So the last mistake and the final mistake, not the least, is I took too much advice. And my ear was open. I took a lot of career advice. I'm telling you, like, took a lot of career advice. And I will not lie, many of all those advice they actually made sense. They were like good. These people that were telling me these things actually had good intentions. But I need us to understand that it's okay for you to actually filter what you take. Like this person that's giving this advice might have good intentions, but that advice might not be for you. To get like that thing you're saying is probably not what's going to help you in that situation. So I needed to the first thing I'm going to say, and one of the first lessons I learned is have your own ground. Like stand your grounds. You get like this is my belief, this is what I'm doing, this is my test, this is my system. And then anything someone is taking, you can now filter it out. You can write down the other ideas later to test or implement later. Don't say okay because this person has 15 years, 100 years experience in advising and helping people improve their lives. That thing you're saying is going to work for me. So I don't advise you to take all the advices you you get, or it's not, as I said, it's not bad, but please don't be like me in 2024 that take a lot of advice. Let me give you an example. So I started a marketing podcast last year, and I was supposed to have started that project a long time, like way before I did. But different people, someone especially, because I just felt like he probably did not like, it did not work out for him. He was projecting that failure to me. So he had good intentions because he has failed, he has learned the lessons, and this is what I've noticed. But then I've realized that my story doesn't actually have to be like him. Like my stories don't actually have to be like his story. So I got all the lessons that I needed on how to start a podcast when I started the podcast and launched my first two episodes. So I have a marketing podcast called In the Marketing Room. This is what it looks like. Go to Spotify and check us out. I'm going to attach it to the link in the description if you work in tech marketing. So please have your own grounds. And before you take any advice, make sure that you've taken a step first. Take a step first and then let the advice be, I don't know what the word is supposed to be, but make sure you've taken a step first and then let the advice that comes be like this, this idea for you so that you know what to filter out. That's basically, this is my top 5 failures of 2024. If you have any failure that you've learned a significant lesson from all your life or in 2024, let me know in the comments below. And I'll be looking out people who want to learn from your mistakes like you've learned from mine. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Gigi. On the notification bell, and please share my video with someone that you hate and someone that you love. I'll see you in the next video.